Hey there, everybody. It's me again. We're going to do a little more Endless Sky today. Sorry about my lighting. It hasn't come up to full power yet. Don't have a whole lot of time, so I thought I'd just get started. Alright. See what jobs we have. Rush deliveries. Actual deliveries. Alright. Hey Colin, how's it going, man? Did I lose anybody? Nope. Nice, man, nice. You don't follow through with your plan? On his laptop at lunch and sit next to the principal just to piss them off. Technically not at school, that's right. Alright, Sarah Higgins turns out to be an attractive woman in her mid-50s with a dour expression on her face. About the time you showed up is all she says when you introduce yourself. Take one of her suitcases and lift your ship to her room. Once you get there, she says, I'm glad the council relented and agreed to convene the Senate. Relented and agreed to convene the Senate. I'd begun to worry that the democracy we signed up for had become an oligarchy instead. What do you mean? Don't play dumb. I mean, the council is deciding everything. No, that doesn't hold on to power once each was sufficient to representatives. The council is provided this should take charge in some respect. Is there a third option? Whatever, yo. He looks angry for a minute, then stops. Oh, pardon me, he says. Seems like another scheming politician, but now I realize you're way too clueless for that. Tell me, Captain, why do you know what makes politicians similar to piloting a ship? No idea. The correct answer was nothing whatsoever. They're entirely different disciplines. Now hurry up. Hope to be on board in a week from now. You can still explain to her that's impossible to get there that fast, but you decide against it. A fun free tablet game, anything? Sure. Why not? I'm always interested in new stuff. Oh, you're lucky, man. My cats don't even react to catnip. Fallout shelter? Oh, jeez. Okay. October, let's see. 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, should be possible. Well, it depends on the cat. Some cats just don't react to it. My cats, they're all from the same litter. Not a single one has a single reaction to it. Which is unfortunate because it's actually pretty funny when you have a cat that totally trips balls on catnip. Not a single bit. I give it to them. I've rubbed it on their fur. I've given them toys with catnip. I've sprinkled it around their rooms. I've put it on their scratchers. I've done all sorts of things. And just nothing. Just not a single reaction to it. They're like, what's this crap that you put everywhere? And I made sure I had fresh catnip that other cats reacted to. I even borrowed some catnip from my friend who has a cat who reacts to catnip. Reacts to it in everything. I grabbed, it's pretty funny. It was like we were transporting illicit drugs, except it was catnip. And I grabbed a little baggie of catnip from him, and my cats just did not react to it at all. Same day and everything. So, I don't know. Let's see, 119 to there. 140 to there. Go cat and my brother cat would always sneak out and eat the leaves and would come inside. He would barely walk, his nose open. Picking up, he would be frozen like snow. Catnip addict. We grow catnip too, actually. Catnip is one of the easiest things to grow. And the deer leave it alone. The deer hate it. So... yeah, I have Siamese cats, so that might be part of the reason. I think Siamese cats are one of those breeds that is a little less, in general, a little less reactive to it. dude, I've given them like a handful at one time, and just nothing. I've given them tiny little bits. I've given them handfuls. It's just nothing. Really don't hear. Yeah, you probably have one of those. Yeah, it shouldn't take much. If your cat reacts to it, it really shouldn't take very much. Like my friend's cat, you just put a little, take a little bit, and even rub your fingers on it, and that's enough to mess him up. I want to be. I don't think they even know. I think if we didn't, well, I guess you had that one cat that always got into it. I think some cats seek it out, other ones don't. Just like humans. No, I mean like I had a roommate who had a domestic short hair, and yeah, I mean that cat would just absolutely lose his shit over the catnip. Like I said, you could put your fingers in it, just kind of rub them together on the catnip, not even get any catnip on your fingers. You give it to him and he just loses shit. The eyes dilated and everything. Alright, kill it then. Small things can entertain them. Yeah, fair enough. Goodness. The dogs that cost more and they're more high maintenance to take them out to walk every night. They break more. You know, I have dogs too. I mean, I don't know. Dogs are more people friendly, I find. At least mine are. Even if they are Chihuahuas. People think of cats always well. Cats don't care about us. They want food and water, but every time so they don't want anything to do with the first couple of weeks. They are definitely more independent, that's for sure. Definitely far more independent. No rush deliveries. See, 2, 3, 7, right? Yeah. So, 62. Eh. I know this a gay married couple. They have both cats and dogs, so that stereotype I find doesn't really hold true. this job? Star Cross, okay. Oh man, a dog all day. I'd rather have a cat just leave the window cracked open. Yeah, one of my dogs is actually smaller than two of my cats. I mean, they're Chihuahuas for starters, so it's like barely a 7-pound Chihuahua, and my two boy cats are like 10 pounds. A cat can kick the ass of a dog much larger than it very easily. I think the difference there is cats don't give a fuck. Plastic. Yeah, one of my cats is a total badass. I accidentally stepped on his tail one day and he fucked up my leg really bad. I'm like, alright, I'm not gonna accidentally step on your tail again. Yeah. Oh, come on. Kick your ass. Where's my room and cat really long time there? My cat was looking at him like you fucking retarded because I'm a little buzzed. Didn't know the cat was in the room. I suppose that's a thing too. Don't really think about it, but alright. So because it's so easy to take care of, it's nice to have a pet. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Cats really are pretty simple, as long as you have one. More than one cat's a nightmare. Pardon me. Maybe I'll do that instead. Keep rebuying the plastic I sold. Well, we roughed them up. Family of 17. Wow. Alright. You guys were when they were still easy, still not cheap. They constantly new food and had each other. They had their own food and water bottles. They had to go to a different one. They were pretty smart that way. Well, the thing about having multiple cats is that they create power struggles, and if you have well-tempered cats, that's not a problem. If you have poorly tempered cats like mine, they fight, and like one of them will refuse to let the other ones pee in the litter box sometimes. So what are they going to do? They have to pee outside the litter box. It's just like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I mean, in lots of ways. But again, I agree with the whole thing of like, there are cat people and there are dog people, and you know, not that you can't be both, but you can definitely be one or the other. Yeah, I my cats would not do well outside. They're such wusses, and the neighborhood cats are big, like Maine Coon mixes and stuff like that. So they're big cats. 60, 71. There we go. enough. Senator Huygens says nothing by way of acknowledging your help, except it's about time we got here. She hurries off. Besides, someone sounds hello, Captain. Its eyes springborn. I'm glad to see you again. Some sort of lobby, he said. Emily Kite is dreaming. I wish dreaming. As terraforming for the masses, a public funded university and research center. Familiar with Free World's taxation model? Not really, you say. It's brilliant. It's probably totally unsustainable. Each world that joins us negotiates a certain yearly tax amount based on our population resources and return to gain access to our defense fleet and other shared resources. 20% of each tax payments are unrestricted money the free worlds can use for whatever they think is most important, but the rest of the taxes will be earmarked for whatever projects the world thinks are most important. Those taxes can also be an in-kind donation, such as supplying ships or crews for the common militia. He continues talking for quite some time. Stop trying to follow what he's saying. Finally, he says, a blank expression on his face, stops babbling. The point is, he says, if we convince enough worlds to pull their money, the conservatory will become a reality, our own public university. He said, no, I'm off to the meeting, but meet me in the spaceport if you got room for some passengers. Yeah, eventually they're like, I need a warm place. I'm sick of hunting for food. Do it again. One day he never returned. And one day he never returned. Pretty sure he picked a fight that he could not win. Well, some cats are like that too. Then shows up his ship. Glad you made it, he says. Sorry to disappear on you earlier. Don't worry, she's one of those people who by reflex oppose any idea that comes from someone other than her. Most people appreciate what the council has done. In fact, before you've even arrived, the Senate voted to give us continued advisory role under the Senate supervision. They had that vote before she arrived? Yes, we already had a quorum. She was the last to get here because of her transportation troubles. Sorry to give me no job like that, by the way. Now, can you tell me more about the pirates? Show him the central logs. I've been trying to decide what advice we should give the Senate. He says a shock and awe assault on Green Rock might bring the pirate systems etc. under control overnight, but we may have fewer losses if we attack the smaller worlds first. Demand that Green Rock surrender. They're hard to launch a mess on Green Rock. We're not start by clearing out the entire system. Not very well defended. Of course, a huge drain on our research. Why not try to negotiate them by offering those worlds freedom and interference as long as they stop supporting pirate fleets? He frowns, negotiating with the criminals until only a small portion of the people on the will actually engage in piracy, you say. Many of them are children pressed in service as crew members. That may be, he says, but the leaders are dangerous criminals, perhaps even more dangerous than the Navy, because they have no honor or morality, and even every anarchist world is possible haven for other lawless individuals, including any of the alphas who are still in hiding. So I say we need to capture and control these worlds. So we need to wait for the Senate to decide, you ask. He says, in the meantime, we've got a related mission for you. While the Senate is deliberating, I'd like you to lead a patrol through our systems southern room to keep a presence to keep the pirates at bay. As you finish patrolling, bring the fleet back to Long Jump, and by then should be back there. Of course, we'll discuss our next steps. Can you do that? Of course, you say. God, the wisdom find him sleeping in a hollowed out tree stump through climb up trees and sleep on branches. Basically changed from my last hour when he came to winter. He would start coming in more though. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how cats became domesticated. They effectively hunted down all the nuisance rodents and stuff like that got into the crops and stuff, and in return we gave them a warm place to sleep and lots of food, because it turns out the stuff they like to eat the stuff we like to eat. So depends on the particular specimen. Like one of my dogs, he's completely fearless and he would do it, and that's not because he wants to fight the death, he's just not smart enough to know otherwise, and the other one just cowers in a corner as soon as any sign of danger shows up. So It depends on the individual. Short break. Short break. To rest. Don't think I will have enough time. Let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's under the best circumstances. All brush deliveries. I mean, that might be the case for all the animals you've had. Like I said, one of my dogs, when real danger shows up, she's gone. Just hiding. When there's not real damage, not real danger, she'll just sit there and bark all day long. When real danger shows up, that's a different story. Alright. 223, nice. Load up. Or not. Some of them just don't want to fight, you know. It's not in their nature to do so. Same as people, I suppose. Everybody here? Not yet. Come on, nitrogen. Thank you. It's about time you joined us. Really? Did not know that. Can follow both branches. Nope, no rush deliveries for me, thanks. Sure. Nope. a cat, if you ever have a cat that's trying to get away, or you know it's picking new hiding spots and is acting different, your means are sick, live much longer, so it's just not to take them to the vet. Fair enough. One of my cats is allegedly terminally ill, so constantly vigilant about taking her to the vet. It's not easy, for sure. How badly did I get messed up? Not too badly. Let's board this one. I have a chance of capturing an osprey. Alright, let's try it. I should try grabbing this one instead. No, I shouldn't have. Cargo. Take that. Everybody's here. Everybody's alive. Hey, I saw the Simon. I'm gonna stream that little. Not allowed to stream anymore. Are we talking about Mr. Nezadam? Romeo were stopped by the crowd. Simon said, "I'm sure." No, that happens. Why do you think I stream at such an ungodly hour in the morning? You give your names to receptionist, directs to the hangar where the weapons group does their design and prototype. Man, shakes your hand and says, "Well, here's the deal. We got new weapons, something a little out of the ordinary. Useful against the pirates and particularly." Of course, you say. Alright, I won't show you the details because I want you to get the full effect of surprise. But there's a ship in orbit, the Doombat, that has been fitted with a few of these weapons. They'll be to fight and disable it. Tell us what you think of those weapons. He shakes a finger in your face. Now, mind you, just want you to disable the Doombat, not destroy it. We bought it from a scrapyard, so it's barely space worthy, but at the same time, want you to be able to keep using it for future tests. Understood? Alright. Alright. Shipyard. Let's sell off some of these shrimpier ships. Had to turn on the heater in May. It's annoying. Alright. How are you doing today, Iron Psilocybin? Western New York. Yep. I'm just outside of Washington, D.C. So we are in the same time zone. Sorry about that. That was fun. No, it's just, you know what it is? It's like, once spring hits, all the pollen starts kicking up. Then I have to turn on the heater and dry out the house. It just sends my allergies into overload. It just, it sucks. Yeah, don't. I have no idea how to talk to my kids about our terminally ill cat, but she's been terminally ill for 8 years now, 9 years now. So I don't know. I mean, we tell them, she's sick, So you gotta be gentle. You gotta be this. You gotta. Hard to get that concept through to a kid, though. Can we just blow it up? Whatever. It's not bad for a cat bath. Yeah. I mean, man, I used to have fish. I used to have fish that I used to keep in a pond outside, but we moved, so I had to dig them out of the pond, which in retrospect, I should have just left them in the damn pond. But I brought them home. I took them out and put them in an aquarium. And they were doing just fine. They were adjusting to life in an aquarium just fine. They're huge fish too. I mean, we're talking like I had a koi that was probably, I don't know, 6, 7 inches long, and the power went out, and I couldn't oxygenate the water, and they all died. So, lesson learned there. Need a bigger aquarium that holds more oxygen. Let's see. I think I blew up his ship. You know what? Let's try that again. Well, that sucks. Hey Spiros, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the stream. How are things in your part of the world? Oh, saltwater tanks? Man, you are a brave, brave man. It has been a long time, man. How are you doing? Alright. I'll park all of them except my other bastion. Alright. Oh man, that sucks. My phone is acting all strange. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to replace it soon myself. The most found lake that's been frozen for 15 million years. Found a squid that's well in a way different. It was the size of a football field. It changed shape and colors. Did he also have ink that caused severe depression? Whoever gets that comment, I would give you points in some way, but anybody who gets that. No, it's a thing from Red Dwarf. They run it. They encounter a squid. That's the ink creates severe hallucinations and depression, and it makes you kill yourself. Apparently, called the despair squid. The best outfitter ever. Steering 56. Yeah, no. Ships. Park all, and then we'll unpark this one. Done. It's gonna be 2 of the divers listed. I did kill 2 of the 5 divers. Not sure it's the squid that made them hallucinate. Again, that sounds like that sounds like an episode of Red Dwarf, man. Came and parked them temporarily. Alright, so how do I tell them to hold their fire? Monsters do live in the ocean, that's for sure. there's something living in the ocean smarter than humans that possibly have their own civilization living on Mars. Is that life we know how to water? That's almost for sure. Alright. Yeah, I mean, it's actually something I was surprised that they haven't found real evidence of life on Mars, like irrefutable evidence of life on Mars yet. Alright, one more try here. The wrong part of the fleet. Hey Danny, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. They will be spending lives there, I'm sure that will be. Yeah, I mean, there's the whole idea of, you know, life doesn't stay contained on a planet. You know, you get meteor impacts and stuff like that that actually eject stuff into space that colonize other planets and that sort of thing. So that's a thing too. What's up with what? You talking about the building with the trees? We're just talking about colonizing Mars. Ugh. How am I going to do this without absolutely wrecking them? Mosquito get in here? Yeah, the problem is I have so many missions that if I park my fleet I end up having to abort the missions. See if I can park at least part of them. Let's see. work. That finds a way. Total recall. A couple more. There we go, there we go. There we go. Out of sheer luck. Comes down to Mars 4 times the size of Earth. Mars is not 4 times the size of Earth. Mars is smaller than Earth, about by a third or so. No, Mars is a little bit smaller than Earth. This flamethrower that are stacked with those hyperspace fuel he's what I think. Looks impressive, but it didn't do very much. The damage at the point says heat up the target to the point where it goes into emergency thermal shutdown. So we temporarily disable the ship even with full shields. Of course, the big ships can absorb an awful lot of heat without changing temperature much, so expect to be useful against smaller targets. That's interesting. A little bit upset. Well, let's have an initial model will sell in a month or so. Just see what use anyone might find for them. Anyway, thanks for your help. Say goodbye and head back to your ship. Melt the ice core on Mars, causing oxygen to be released. The Mars atmosphere. Yeah, but what's going to keep it there? There's no magnetic field to deflect this solar wind, and there's not a whole lot of gravity either. So whatever is released goes away. That's why the atmosphere on Mars is so thin to begin with. Alright. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Let's unpark all. So it's about half. Was that in diameter? Out of the solar wind? I'm not so sure about that. It's part of the reason our atmosphere is so dense on Earth is because we have a magnetic field. And yes, it will capture stuff from the solar wind, but that's only because it's capturing it electromagnetically. Alright, let's see. What was I going to do? Alright. Job board. Going that way. No rush deliveries. Alright, but I think that's going to be it for me today. I gotta go. I'm running late as it is.